Welcome back to Innovative History. Today our journey takes us back to the 1400s to learn about the famous Portuguese explorer Bartolomeu Dias. Yes, while Bartolomeu Dias does look remarkably similar to your local coffee shop hipster, this man is actually famous for being the first European explorer to sail around the southern tip of Africa in what would become known as the Cape of Good Hope. Dias's voyage around the Cape of Good Hope would eventually help establish Portugal as an imperial power and help set the stage for Vasco da Gama's voyage to India during Dias's lifetime. Bartolomeu Dias was born in Portugal around 1450, but very little is known about Dias's early years. It is believed that his father was a pilot and may have taught him his knowledge about sailing and navigation. It was unlikely he came from a well-known family, only attaining a modest rank of squire of the royal family in his own lifetime. What we do know is that during Bartolomeu Dias's earlier years, Portugal was set on expanding its exploration and colonization. Prince John, who would later become King John II, was keen on exploring more of Africa. Previous Portuguese explorers, like Diego Cao, had discovered previously unknown parts of the African coast. In August of 1487, King John chose Bartolomeu Dias to continue the exploration of the African coast in the hopes of accomplishing two goals. First, Dias's exploration hoped to locate a route to India by sea. Second, there were rumors of a great Christian ruler known as Prester John, who supposedly led a kingdom in Africa, and Dias was tasked with helping find this kingdom. Dias and a fleet of 3 ships left Portugal and headed down the African coast on a voyage that would last nearly 17 months. Previous Portuguese explorers had left stone markers, known as pedros, as they discovered new areas. Dias passed previous known pedros by December and was blown off course by storms in January. This resulted in his fleet taking a wide route around Africa. In fact, Dias didn't sight land until February 3rd, by which time he had already rounded the southern tip of Africa without even knowing it. This mistake would become a key part of helping Europeans sail around Africa even faster with more favorable winds. Dias wanted to continue the voyage up the East African coast, but ultimately his crew voted to turn back home. In May, Dias and his crew became the first Europeans to sight what would later be named the Cape of Good Hope. Dias returned to Portugal in December of 1488, but there is little remembered about his reception by Portugal and King John II. Dias's voyage was ultimately expanded upon by other Portuguese explorers, who Dias helped. In 1497, Dias was tasked with supervising the building of the ships that Vasco da Gama would use to become the first European to sail to India. In 1500, Dias also joined Pedro Alvarez Cabral on his voyage to India, in which he is credited for being the first European to land on the coast of Brazil. However, a month later, Dias died. On May 29, 1500, Dias and his ship were lost at sea near the Cape of Good Hope, the same one he is famous for discovering. While Dias didn't achieve the same level of fame as some of his contemporary explorers, and less is known about his life, he is ultimately remembered as the first European to sail around the Cape of Good Hope. His voyage would set the stage for vast global exploration.